Hi, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photography talks. So today I want to talk about how great it was when we had camera shops. You know, when camera shops stopped being photography stores and the electronic stores took over in the digital age, it kind of merged computers and cameras, and so now the electronics folks were taking over. But what I miss is that camaraderie we used to have. There used to be a lot of camaraderie at the camera store, and people would come in and just see what was new and talk about things and maybe make some prints, make some print orders. We were in a time when there was a lot of information to get out. It wasn't easily available. It wasn't the internet to go research. So you'd go and see a camera. You'd go and hold it. You'd try it out. And we would talk about them. And when I was a kid, I worked my first job as a clerk at a camera store in the Oxford Valley Mall in Pennsylvania. And that was such a wonderful job because people were coming in looking for cameras for, family documenting, and also they had questions and they had ideas of what they might want for a new lens. And that was a really interesting time. And I miss that. That doesn't really exist anymore. I don't think anybody hangs out at the Best Buy talking shop and spending an hour. But we used to have that. And certainly the camera shops were dependent on processing. Film and processing were one of the major things that camera shops counted on for a profit. And when that went to digital, that took away a lot of their bottom line. That and also camera sales. I remember we could, as employees of the camera shop, we could buy anything in the store for 10% over net. So if we wanted a camera and it was a $300 camera, the cost might be $260, and then we have to add $26. Now we're at $286. We didn't save that much because there wasn't a lot of markup on cameras, but there was a lot of markup on cases and lens strap or camera straps and lens filters and all the accessories, the cleaning kit. All those things were marked up. I remember I could buy a filter. They cost me $1.76. They were $1.60. And then with my 10% additional, it was $1.76. But everything wasn't like that, just the accessories. And that's why when you bought a camera, they were always trying to push the package on you because that's where they made some money when they had to pay their bills. And it's kind of like the movie industry doesn't make money showing movies. They make money selling popcorn, and the movie studios make the money on the movies. So it's kind of like a delivery system, I guess. But there was something special about that camera shop time. We got a place to hang out. Now, there are camera clubs now. I think they still exist in some places. There's some in this area outside of Boulder. And I guess there are camera clubs in other places. And that's one place to get together. But it's not a place you can just pop in. And there are major camera stores still in some cities. I wonder if they're getting some of that kind of, people to hang out as opposed to they're doing all their research online and they're just coming in to buy something. It would be interesting to find out. Like, there's a local camera shop here that I go to sometimes called Mike's, and I don't really see people hanging out, but I wonder if there are places like that where they get people to just kind of come and, hang out, chat, be photographers. There's one photographer there I know, so I'll go in there and I'll end up spending a while talking to him. And I don't know, it's fun to just talk about your passion and talk about the art and what you're working on. And we inspire each other and we share links to other photographers' work that we've recently discovered. And I think all that is kind of missing only as an online forum. And I wish we could go back, but I know there's no going back. But I wish that we hadn't stopped using the camera shop as a place for social, because I think social in person, talking about photography. And like even my monthly Beers and Cameras event, we just had it this past Wednesday, and we had 16, 17 people come out, and 13 people brought photos to show. That's a lot of people, and that's a good number of people who are there to just talk shop. People brought cameras with them. Some people brought old film cameras. There was a Yashica mat. There was a Mamiya 645 camera sitting on one of the tables. And there was a 120 folder that I brought. And there's a lot of people talking photography, seeing what each other's doing, and sometimes making plans to go do some things in between the Beers and Cameras meetup. So there is some camaraderie, but camaraderie is important. I think it's a kind of reminds me of like what I think the salon days of France used to be, where the writers would kind of get together and kind of confer and drink, but confer. And that conference is an important thing in our creative world, because we need to tell somebody what we're working on. That's important. So how about you? Do you have any place that you get some camaraderie? Is it something that maybe you could start? If you could create some kind of a gathering, maybe other photographers would want to join you, and you could create that space. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon, and thanks so much for watching. I look forward to bringing you new talks every week. Here's a good light.